Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Medarot News Network, where you will find all of the most recent and up-to-date coverage and anything to do with everyone's most beloved fighting robots. I am 005 Delta, and I humbly apologize on behalf of Master Kuura for his absence. He recently had tested positive for COVID and has been fairly out of commission as far as anything requiring speaking is concerned. In his stead as the lead analyst here at Izagami Workshops, I will deliver the MedaNews in his stead. I will be in your care, and I am appreciative of your understanding for this week's coverage. This week appears to be a finale week for the Gear Fighter Dendoh collaboration, with the introduction of one final model to be made available for players to collect and utilize in their team builds. In the same manner that Dendoh now has two forms, Ogre will be receiving a powered-up version to coincide with the 25th anniversary of the official Gear Fighter Dendoh series. That being said, let us proceed with what was announced for this week's coverage. For the gacha banners available this week, we see only one banner added to the game. And that is for Pt.4 Neo Drago Ogre. He is sporting a completely new kit of all new skills with his release, featuring shutdown shot, double fire, slow hammer, with float legs and the leg ability of combustion. Overall, it appears to be a powered-up version of Gear Ogre's kit with much more emphasis on aggression and power over utility and ailment reliance. While the ailment reliance is still there, it takes more of a secondary role with the power that Neo Drago Ogre possesses. Explained briefly, shutdown shot is a new skill that, when breaking parts, will debuff all skills of the target, minus armor, by 30%, making them slower, less likely to land hits, and render damage noticeably lower. Double fire simply applies 2 stacks of a fire dot to the target, and then 1 to self. Consider it a melee version of the skill received in the Godzilla collaboration with Destro Ender. Slow hammer inflicts a new negative symptom called slow, which debuffs the enemy heating and cooling by 50% while active. Master Kuura will be certain to provide his coverage and breakdown of Neo Drago Ogre in more detail when he recovers, but overall, this model appears solidly synergetic with itself while not forfeiting its emphasis on negative ailments, making it a valuable set of parts for any player that is looking for plagues and power. As boosted rates that will be appearing alongside Neo Drago Ogre on his banner, it appears that it will be a double Dragons week to coincide with the theme of Ogre's powered-up form. This week, we see reruns of Dra02 Bahamut, with Meteor, Double Flame, Bipedal Legs, and the leg ability of Adversity. Much like Double Fire and Combustion with Neo Drago Ogre, Bahamut is a powerful and synergetic model that powers itself up when struck with negative ailments on itself at the same time enemies are. Then we also have Dra03 Xianglong, with Fire, Double Charge Blade, Float Legs, and the leg ability of Shape Memory. This model appears a little less synergetic on the DOT emphasis as Drago Ogre and Bahamut, but in trade possesses an alternate form where it exchanges its skills for Fire, Deathlock, Repair, Flight Legs and the leg ability of Blowbeat. Both models are powerful assets to hold onto in any team library, should they be needed, and one may fail to collect Neo Drago Ogre while the banner remains up. Simply bear in mind that one model is a meta change type model, so it will be notably more difficult to collect than the other two. Fierce battles this week will feature a wide variety of utility-based parts and skills that can be made incredibly useful on any team that players may find the need for them. We start with CCD00 Semi-Cicade, who features melee trap, double break, flight legs and nest. HNT01 Queen Vespa, with heater plant, double static, float legs and extra magazine. And GDR00 Gun Desperado, with rifle, double anti-air, bipedal legs and gunman. On the bottom row, we feature HKT00 Hokkaido with charge plant, hammer, guard 300, with bipedal legs and fortress. SKT00 Sagodo, with beam, double hold, bipedal legs and captor. And GLM00 Sakizu with triple missile, tank legs and continuous P. All 6 models available this week are very useful in many situations and are worth the effort required to farm them for collection for varying reasons. Semi-Cicade, for instance, is very useful with heavy punishment and coverage with break. Queen Vespa with static is wonderful for any enemies that try to stonewall your DPS types with sheer bulk, and Gun Desperado is useful for coverage against any enemies that are using flight legs. Hokkaido is a mixed bag of tricks serving numerous purposes. Sagodo is good for ensuring that enemies are not able to dodge following attacks from any allies after him, and Sakizu, due to missile having an AoE effect, is good for helping flush out enemy leaders with silent leader. Ultimately, Queen Vespa is considered as the MVP of the week due to the incredible versatility of static in cutting down enemy HP and making it much easier to break things without having to brute force them nearly as much as one may need to without it. This also applies especially to any enemies that can meta change. The Wave 4 event for the collaboration will be fairly straightforward with no real tricks or caveats in its undertaking. It will feature a rerun of the Dragon Medal, which possesses masteries in melee, shooting, and defense, with leg masteries in bipedal, tank, and flight. We can also earn one last limited time profile banner featuring a character lineup from Gear Fighter Dendoh, and then of course there are the monthly gacha tickets and other limited time rewards and resources that are normally not easily obtained. This week's event will feature Meta Meister, so pure sets from the aforementioned slides will be most encouraged when putting teams together. Meta Meister is a far simpler event type, compared to others. It will unlock one stage of its event daily, and also possess a set of missions to be completed for extra points. These missions are often as simple as using a certain skill type a certain number of times in the battle, activating Medarot skills, scoring critical hits, and so on. Every day unlocks a progressively more difficult stage, and once all rewards for that day are collected, there is no further need to participate until the next day's stage unlocks. This event is enjoyable for players that may not have a lot of time to play and want to get dailies done sooner than later. Medarot Survivor, however, announced a number of new elements and characters to be implemented into the game, and apply new levels of mechanics to make the game more integrated and enjoyable. For its own gacha banners, Cheerful Bunny 2 joins the game as a dependable all-rounder type that will serve faithfully on any team she is applied to. Panzerkrieger is a new model that was designed by Kimitoshi Yamane, whom many of you may or may not know for his contribution for mechanical design for a large number of elements in the Mobile Suit Gundam series. Some of his most notable works include several iterations of Seed, Seed Astray, MS Igloo, Origin, and Origin Advent of the Red Comet. Panzerkrieger features several passives that offer an emphasis on damage reduction, which in a game of 1 vs 1000, may come in handy when hordes become too much to handle at times. Additionally, we also will be meeting a new character that will unlock a new event-type game mode. This is Citri, a friend of Ms. Suzuno's that loves to explore old ruins and search for ancient relics, loves Tanuki references, and enjoys singing while exploring. Citri will be introducing a new game mode that involves digging underground to search for relics and rewards, and possibly even Medarots that will be implemented this way in future updates. On that note, Armor Moth and Nepenthes, the two Ori Meta winners from Imagineer's most recent contest, will be implemented into Medarot Survivor in this way and can only be collected through Citri's excavation events. This will be the first time that we can allegedly unlock additional Medarots without having to redeem tokens or credits for them, so it will be interesting to see how this new game mode event will fare once it is implemented. Stepping away from game-related news, as always, I will offer a friendly reminder that the Project Rising Beetle community is always looking for assistance to contribute to any of the currently ongoing endeavors. Currently, Medarot 4's English patch is the most ongoing with progress, but extra help in the form of coders, cleaners, or translators, will be most appreciated in accelerating progress towards completion. Same can be said for any manga translations that are currently also ongoing. Alternatively, if you do not have any talent to offer, you may also donate to the cause with a link to a crowdfunding campaign by variant in the video description, which will take some weight off of the translators to focus more on cleaning and typesetting to make each patch easier to process. Talent or funds are always appreciated, but never required. Please reach out to Master Kuura, or join the PRB Discord server to inquire if you have any questions or suggestions. Currently, the PRB Ori Meta contest is 1 week underway, with a very lucrative prize pool for winners towards the contest's end. The contest duration is from September 16th to November 11th, with no theme prompt required for submissions, and a cash prize to be offered to winners alongside personalized concept art drawn by Master Kuura. This contest is a way to help ramp up excitement for Medarot Day 2025, and we would love to see many entries in this contest before it closes. Please join the PRB Discord for links to any assistive tools you may need, as well as the full rule set when designing your entries. That concludes this week's coverage of the MedaNews in Master Kuura's stead. He is currently on the mend and should be back to resume regularly scheduled coverage once his voice returns, and appreciates your understanding in this time. That aside, please be sure to look at the Facebook community, Bots Forever, and the MNN page on there, if you prefer there as your dedicated source of MedaNews. You can also keep close to any new developments, news, arts, contests, or anything else related to Medarot, by joining the PRB Discord in the link provided in the video description. Then of course, please also follow and support Master Kuura on Discord, Twitter, or Blue Sky, whichever is your platform of choice, to help him continue to deliver the MedaNews, in English, to the Western world however he can. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate your patience during this week's coverage delivered by me. It has been some time since I was last present to deliver the news, and I will continue to be in your care when taking Master Kuura's place as needed. This is 005 Delta, lead analyst of Izagami Workshops, signing out and bidding you farewell. Thank you again for visiting. We hope to see you again soon.